everybody. I'm just going to get myself a filter because why wouldn't you? Here we go, Z. How's everybody doing? You know, I always pick this one, but maybe I'll pick, I don't know, what do you think about, oh no, everybody knows that that's never going to be my, everybody knows that's never going to be my eyes, right? Hey everybody, good to see you here. I'm just choosing my filter of the day. Obnoxious Goddess. That's an amazing Instagram handle. Yay, I love it. Hey, we're having a special guest join us today, and I don't think, Gerlinde, if you're here, just do the request thing to join, but I don't think you're here yet. So I've got some, while we're waiting to get started there, I have some questions to ask everybody. Thanks everybody who got back to me about if you would like to have some free training about virtual retreats. So I've got a whole chunk of time this morning that I'm going to be preparing that content for you. So be on the lookout. I'm going to put together a Zoom training and then a whole bunch of swipe copy so that essentially you can, I'll write all the stuff for you and then you can just use it. Hey Laurie from Florida, then you can just use it to sell your own virtual retreats. So that's coming up super fast. Hey Gelinda, I'm going to bring you on in just 1 second. Before I do that, 2 more things I wanted to mention. I want to know what people thought of the podcast this week, if you've had a chance to listen or not. I thought it was time that we had a bit of a check-in about how you're all traveling with being in service to other people. It's fair to say that as yoga teachers, you're probably being sought out for guidance and support, and so that may be showing up as a little bit of fatigue for you, and it might even be highlighting for you where you've been pursuing that kind of savior archetype. So the podcast this week, a little bit of Ramayana geek out with, of course, can't help myself, a bit of yoga mythology and some reflection opportunities about how being a healer, being a carer in these special times might be impacting you, and whether or not that's providing you with an opportunity to grow. Say hi if you're here joining me live. I hope we don't have too much of a delay on the internet. Sometimes that happens, but let me know where you are and where you're calling in from. And the last thing before I have a chat with Gerlinde, I wanted to know, overnight I hit 9,000 followers on Instagram, and this morning I was watching something that my coach was broadcasting, and she's just about to hit 50,000 followers, and she's throwing herself a party to celebrate, to recognize her efforts. And I thought, maybe I should do something nice for myself to celebrate having 9,000 Instagram followers. And so I was wondering what you all thought I should do. What would be an appropriate quarantine time celebration to recognize my efforts in growing my Instagram following to 9,000 people? If you have any suggestions, you can type them into the chat. Keep them family friendly, folks, if I don't know you so well. All right, now without further ado, let me go back downhill and let's see. Gerlinde, I'm just fine. So lovely, you should have a notification to press the thingy. What's it? Yay!
Hi there.
Hi there.
Hi.
This is fun. So let's start with introduce yourself to everybody who's watching.
Hi everybody, I am Gelinda from Omocean Meditation and Yoga, coming to you from the Gold Coast. It's a cracker of a day.
Australia. Oh, isn't it blue trees?
Yeah, it's lovely here. I live just a couple of minutes away from the beach, and I can check the surf as many times a day as I like, which is good. Our beaches weren't closed, so we were still able to go down and exercise, and I think that's been my saviour.
Yeah. So tell us again so that people can, because I want people to follow you. So what's your account again?
Omocean meditation and yoga.
Fabulous. Hey,
Thank you.
Lana, we still need to have that coffee, girl. Come on now. Send me a message on Facebook. Okay, so, all right, so we want to know about you, your yoga business, and where you're at with running your business in quarantine times. Like, what have you done? What's changed? How are you finding it?
But I think it's just about going online. So yeah, going online for me was just to do it. I just felt at this time for myself that I needed to keep teaching and that I really wanted to share, especially with what I was going through, ups and downs. So I wanted to just, and then when you said just keep serving, don't aim for perfection, just do it. So I started offering some Zoom classes. So I moved furniture. I've got a 6-year-old. I've got toys and shit all around the house. So I keep all of that away. And just got a little space. All our surfboards are in the corner. I was like, should I move them? I'm like, no, that's our character. That's where they live. I'll leave it like that. And just jumped. So sent an email out to all of my people. I don't actually have an email list, but I've got emails of people. So I just messaged everybody and said, hey, this is what I'm offering. Are you interested? Yeah, so that's sort of how it started. It did drop off a bit last week. I think I had built a bit of momentum. It dropped off a little bit last week. But we'll just see what happens. I'm just going to keep going. I'm homeschooling now this week. So yeah. I'm going to just change my class times slightly, which everyone's sort of like, yeah, let's just try that and see. So being open and adaptable. 11 a.m. for me was when I was having 3 of the classes. 11 a.m. I'm going to be on the computer with my daughter. So we'll just modify that a little bit. I've got a fantastic husband who's supportive. He's not working at the moment as well. So he's able to assist me. Was like, hey, I need time just to do this now. So that's working relatively well. So I'm very grateful that he's here to help out as well. Yeah.
So how many people are coming along to your Zoom classes?
I'm getting between 6 to 10 people per class.
Great.
So I had, the first class was overwhelmed. I think I might have messaged. I had 17 on my first class, and that sort of stayed up around the 10, 12, 15, and then it sort of dropped back a bit. Yeah, but I'm happy with that. So like I think, you know, if they were coming to my studio, I'd be happy with, 6 to 10 people every session. So, yeah.
What are you doing to process the payments? Buying, is it the drop-ins? Is it, what's the buy?
Payment is minimal, but I'm getting it. So I had people opting to, oh, can I give you something? So I went with, look, this is what I'll do. I'll just put a nominated fee for the week's worth of classes, and you can decide, you know, if that's suitable, if it works, if you can. Everybody was putting 3 or 4 times that amount. So it was actually, it was really good. And they're continuing to do so. So that's feeling really good. I have made it an option though now in the last week. A few other people want to access it, but they don't have the funds. And I'm just like, look, if you want to do it, just remember me later on down the track, or, you know, just let's not worry about it. Let's just get you on the mat, get you meditating. And that's sort of how I saw it, to do that.
So when you put up a suggested small amount and people paid 3 or 4 times, what did you take away from that? What was the learning in that for you?
I undercharged big time. And you said to charge what you would normally charge. Yeah. So I decided just on feedback, what people were saying, what I was getting ideas about. I haven't got a long class. I'm not doing long classes. And I thought for what I was offering, it was fairly, I think it was affordable. I think for just having I'm only doing the 40 minutes on Zoom, the free classes. And I thought for that, if I was doing longer classes, definitely I would have charged more. Yeah. But I just felt like, well, I'm still finding my feed and everything. So, yeah.
What does it tell you though about your people? Because I think sometimes we can, undercharging is an interesting thing. Obviously it can relate to our own sort of sense of worth, but I think we can also presume things about our students that might not be accurate, like what they're prepared to pay, for example.
Yeah, and I think you said, not everybody is out of work and on the bones of their ass at the moment. So yeah, I think yeah, some of my guys might fall into that category. Some of them don't, and that's okay. And I think they're following me to be not being ego-y or whatever, but they like the classes and they're coming for that. So that means a lot. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
need the classes, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
So I know you said to me that you'd sort of been delaying about going online, and it was like, well, shit, I'm just going to have to do it now. Might not yet have made the transition or might be feeling uncertain or unsure about their capacity to go do this.
I'm one of the most least technological people out there. I just did it. All I kept thinking was exactly what you said: serve and get myself out of the equation. And these people, think about them, that they need this at the moment. And it's not about me. I'm here to offer a service, and I'm here to do the best that I can. And if I'm a little bit scared because of a computer screen and not knowing if they're going to be looking at my bottom or they're going to be looking whatever, and they all know I jumble my words anyway, so that's no different. You know what I mean? So they're going to just see me in a different way. Just get yourself out of the way and do it. And it's been a good journey, actually. Yeah. And I've even cried a couple of times through the classes, and they've loved seeing that rawness and that honesty. How's that? Like talking about stuff and then like, oh, so you name it, I've done it all. Do not be concerned. Just do it.
It's such a powerful message for everybody who's watching. Have you got a tip, a techie, small tip that might be useful for people who are just starting out?
Okay, so if you're someone who prepares for your class and you write your little notes down, I was a little bit concerned about that. So I came up with the idea of having this is just from the other day, so my little whiteboard, I look at my whiteboard, so if you can notice, so they're not seeing that's underneath the chair where I'm resting the computer on, and then at least I've got an idea of where I'm headed to next. Mind you, I've written it way too small, so when I've taken my glasses off, I can't read it. So, big learning curve there, but at least I've got a general idea. So, grab a whiteboard.
These are the things that make the real deal people kind of tips. For anybody who's already thinking, there's so much going on, you don't want to lose track of what you're teaching, so write it, people can't see it.
Yeah. So that's my little hack.
Gelinda, have you got to share with us? You don't have to, but I think this is useful. People have this is the thing that I did that just didn't work. Have you got one of those?
Probably language for me. I lose count quite a lot, and I actually just heard myself on one of the recordings go, I've actually forgotten, just keep going, or something silly like that. So yeah, it probably didn't sound very professional. So if you are counting with them, I admit that I've lost count generally, and I'll just say, okay, so if you feel like, that's enough, let's leave it at that side and change sides or whatever. But yeah, that's probably the biggest one. Or in my kids' class, my daughter running in and out, I let her do that in the kids' class because she joins me and stuff, and there are all other kids there. So, but I don't have her in the adults' classes. I just have her in the kids. So that's probably about it. Yeah.
I think it's interesting because there are things you don't anticipate in making the transition to teaching online, and one is, of course, in an in-person class, you don't get the opportunity to watch yourself on the replay. There's no critical kind of, oh, I did that. My demo was that bad. As opposed to mine, everybody gets the chance to review their skill set each time they post a replay.
That inner critic is right there. But that's okay. Yeah, that's okay.
Sorry, good,
I did think of something else. Hang on, what was it? Yeah, good. Thank you. Thank you for having me. And this is massive for me, even as someone who struggled with anxiety and getting up. Like, I used to vomit before a yoga class, and then it was that, massive for me to work myself through that, to be able to even teach. So this is just another little step on the ladder. So I have you to thank, and I'm loving the training that we've been doing and all the tips. So if anyone is interested in learning how to, from me being absolutely nobody with technology, to hosting 6 Zoom classes a week. So thank you, Amy. Oh, I can't hear you, Amy. It's all that last little bit was all broken up, so I'm sorry. I've missed what you've said.
Oh my goodness, 6 classes is awesome. I'm going to leave you to that.
Thank you so much.
Shine, I'm a little bit. I've got. You probably can't see out my window, but I've got